Hello, welcome to Taopix. I'm James Gray, CEO and founder of the company. We're here today to present our brand new product, Taopix Online. So what is Taopix Online? It's a web-based browser photo editing design tool. It's written in HTML5 and CSS, so we support all of the major browsers and it can be operated across laptops, desktops and tablet devices. The product itself is focused very heavily on the end user, so it's a completely new interface, really designed for the ultimate photo buyer. It's a highly customizable interface, meaning you can rebrand it and change pretty much as you like to suit either your brand or a partner's brand. The product itself sits on top of our existing product management platform. This means that you can use exactly the same product and templates, you can use the same powerful pricing engine, the same e-commerce and the same production output. And what we're going to do now is take you through a demo. Okay, we're now in the boardroom at Taopix HQ, and what I'm going to do now is show you how easy it is to build a photo album. So I'm going to build an album using pictures of my little boy Matthew. So this is an A4 landscape book, and I'll immediately start just by continuing as a guest. I don't actually want to register yet. The first thing we'll do is upload some pictures. So I've got around 30 pictures here that I'm going to upload. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about our upload management. We've put a lot of effort into making this slick for the end user. And what we actually do, we present this screen that tells the end user what happens, but let me explain how this benefits your customer. We've immediately selected 30 pictures, and the minute we select them, we start taking previews of each picture, and we make these available to use right up front. Then what we do is we start uploading each of the pictures. So what this means for an end user is that they can scroll through this list of pictures and immediately start building an album. So I can take this one here that's still being uploaded and immediately drag it onto the page. I can take another picture that hasn't actually been uploaded or not even started yet, and immediately we're working with the album. So this is fantastic for the end user. It means there's no hanging around waiting for 20 minutes or an hour for hundreds of pictures to upload. So let's take a look through our album. If we just pan through, we can walk through the album and drag and drop pictures onto each of the pages. It's very, very straightforward. And we can do this either by using the controls at the left and right of each page, or we can use the thumbnails at the bottom of the screen. So we can go to any page in the book. Now we can drag and drop, but we also have a beautiful feature called autofill. And what this will do, I'll select it now, this will take the pictures that I've uploaded and automatically apply them to all of the pages in the book. So what this means is we've now got a completely finished photo album, and this is just fantastic. So I could go right to the last page and we'll take a look at page 24. And there we go, we've got a shot on the last page. Now, if I wanted to, I could just go ahead, preview and order this book. But what I'd like to do is take you through some of the features that we have. So if I drop back to this page here, I'm going to talk a little bit about our, what we call simple to use bar. It's the stew bar. And this is really designed around only presenting the options that the user would want to see at any moment in time. So it's a dynamic bar, the photo buyer. Now this smart dynamic toolbar will automatically change based on whatever you're trying to do at that moment in time. So if I click the layout button now, this will immediately present lots and lots of layout options, and I can just drag and drop a new layout and this will reflow the page. We also have tap and touch technology aimed more for our tablet devices. So in this case I can simply tap and then just automatically apply it. We can even apply the same page style across all pages in the album. So let's take a walk back and we'll look at some background options. So I'll click on backgrounds here. And now we can start customizing the look and feel for this book. So we can drag backgrounds onto the page. Backgrounds can be applied to the left, to the right, and again, using our tap and touch, we could even apply to the spread or all pages or all spreads in the book. So it's very, very simple with one click to have the same background throughout your album. Now what I'll do here, I'm just going to add another picture into this book. So I've got a complete page to work with now. Now we've got some nice features here. We can add what we call scrapbook items. This is effectively clip art that you want to make available to your customer. Now, as with backgrounds and page styles and scrapbook items, you can add any content you want. So we've got a range of pre-filled content here to work with, but you can also design and add your own in. It's completely your control. We'll take a picture of this cake and I'll drop it on the top left of the page. And we can also apply masks. So this is very, very straightforward. It's the same concept, all drag and drop. And again, you can apply as many masks as you like. So I'll drag and drop a mask in here. Now, let's take a look at some of the functionality we can do with the picture itself. So if I select the picture box now, this stew bar dynamically changes to just the options that we want. So in this case, I've got all the effects and other things that I can do with the picture. So let's start with effects. We can make the picture black and white, we can make it sepia, or just drop it back to its original state. We can also enhance pictures using Perfectly Clear. We have two options. Auto Enhance will apply 8 automatic effects, and Red Eye will automatically remove red eye from pictures. Okay, so we've now got our beautiful picture here. So let's take a look at some of the other tools that we have. We can take a picture box and we can either crop the picture. We can use this by selecting the button at the top of the screen or simply double clicking a picture. And this now allows me to crop right in and pan into an area that I want. So in this case, I'm going to take a cropped picture of my little boy and click OK, and that's now reapplied. We can also apply borders. Again, this is very simple. We just turn a border on. We can change the border size if we like. We can pull corner edges in, so we can give a nice rounded corner effect. And you can change the colors. And anywhere you see this color picker, you can put any colors you want in here. So we've put a range of colors in by default, but you can pick and choose any that you would want to show. We can also change the transparency using our opacity tool. We can apply masks directly at this point, change the orientation, the shape and align. So in this case, I might decide I want to actually align this picture to be exactly horizontal and vertically aligned on the page. And I may even decide actually I want to bring this right to the front, so I can drop into arrange and I'll say bring to front, and this is now the top picture available. So we've got a range of tools here, but the real concept is you only ever work on one feature at a time, and it's just clear focus for the end user. We also have on the right hand side our edit menu. This allows simple cut, copy, paste and delete. So let's take a look at text. So we have great text functionality built into our product as well. So if I drop back to the cover page now, and I just want to add a nice simple cover message. Now this is very straightforward. We just click add text box from the toolbar and we've immediately got our text box to work with. And as with everything in the software, the dynamic toolbar now changes to show me only text related options. So I can either edit using the button or I can simply double click the text box. So I'll just add a title in here for Matthew James Gray and click OK. Now what I would like to do is make this title much, much larger and give it a nice color. So maybe go with a red. So now we've got our text on the page. I'm going to move this around a little bit and I'll make this slightly larger. I want to drag my box across the whole width of the page. And I'm going to edit the text. So I'll drop into my format text. And I'd like to make this much larger. So I'll go with a 72-point font. And I'll also change this to a bold. So we'll make this bold. And I'll make it a brighter red effect. And I just want to position this a little bit nicer, so I'm going to drop back and take a look at some of our additional text features. So in here we can align the text. In this case, I would like the text to be centered, so I'll center the text inside the box. Okay, so now I've got my title for the album. I'm happy with the content. I'm pretty much good to go. What I haven't done yet is save. Now, we haven't forced the customer to sign in, so everything I've done at this point has just been logged in as a guest. So if I click the save option, this will now prompt me to either register for an account or sign in. As I'm an existing user, I'll just simply sign in with my password, and then I'm prompted to give the album a name and I can save my project. And that's us done. I'm just about ready to order now. So let's take a look at some of the additional functionality we have. We can change languages using the top toolbar. I can also see my account options, and at any point I can see how much the project is and what I'm actually buying. So in this case, it's an A4's landscape album with 24 pages. Now before I go ahead and order, what I would like to do is add some additional pages. So I haven't really talked much about our page technology. At the bottom of the screen here, if we, let's say, go to page 2 and 3, and I decide actually I want to move this to the back of the book, it's very, very straightforward. I just pick the pages up and drag and drop, and it reflows the whole album for me. Now let's say I want to add a new page, my own design, right at the start. So what I'll do now is drop into my page options and click Insert Page. And this gives us a completely blank canvas to work from. Now what I'm getting here is a warning that actually the cover may have changed. The reason for this, because we've added more pages to the book, we've got a dynamically flexible spine. So the spine actually gets wider as you add more pages. So I'll take a quick look at the cover and just make sure everything's good. I'm happy with the cover, it's good to go. So let's take a look at our page. And what I'd like to do now is just add some of my own pictures and my own design. So we can very easily drag and drop a picture onto the page, and we can happily resize and move this to any position that we want. But I'm going to keep it quite simple. What I'd like to do is just a nice simple fit to page. We could also fit the picture to the spread, and I'll drag a different picture onto the right hand side, and I'll also fit this to the page. So that's my album good to go. But before we order, let's take a quick preview. So on here, I'm going to run a preview. And what this will do now, this will remove everything around the actual book itself. So I'm just focusing in on the content. And I can pan through each of the pages. If we're happy with the design, we can simply go ahead and order. If we see something we're not happy with, we just click the continue editing button and we can make changes. So let's say on here, I'm not happy with the cropping of this picture. We can continue editing, and I'll drop into that page and simply recrop that picture. And perfect. So now we're good to order. So I'll click the order button. And what the software does now, it'll run a flight check through the whole album. And this is great because it'll pick up any issues. Now we see two types of problem. We see serious and minor problems. A serious problem would be something like an overflow text in a text box. We'd make sure that you go back and fix that. In this case, I've got just an empty text box. So I'm going to say I'm quite happy with that to continue. And I'll confirm that is okay. And that's us now done. We've completed the design process. So we now move on to our e-commerce engine. So what we can see here, this is the Taopix shopping cart, fully configurable and customizable by you. At the top here, we've got our project. We can add more copies, but we can also do a lot of options in terms of configuration, cross-sell and upsell. So in this case, I could change the paper, I could add a UV coating, I could add a bookmark ribbon or a protective gift box. So I'm going to decide actually I would like to have a gift box. I'll simply click add, and that will just drop that into the shopping cart for me. We've also got the ability to sell vouchers as well. So you can really sell pretty much anything you want in here. And what we've done is configured a voucher, and this has got a special offer. You can buy a $50 voucher for only $40. Now when we click add, it expands out the options. Which type of card would I like for my voucher? So I'm going to go with a travel themed card, and I can even personalize a message that goes with the gift card. So let's continue. We're happy with the product that I'm buying now. I just want to confirm shipping and billing is correct. We have a range of shipment methods you can configure. You can configure shipment by the price of the product, the weight of the product or delivery location. You can also use collect from store, which allows the end user to select a local store they wish to pick the goods up from. And I'm going to continue to the final summary page. So what we get here is a complete overview of our order. This is where we can also apply voucher codes and gift cards. In this case, I'm happy to continue. So I'm just going to confirm the order, and that's my work done. We've now built the album. Everything's uploaded and delivered, and this would now be being produced. Okay, so now we've placed our order, so my work's done, my job's uploaded, it's complete, and it's now on its way to production. Now we have a fantastic feature called Send to a Friend. And what happens here, before the book even hits your production devices, a preview of this book can be shared, both with me as the ultimate buyer, but we can also share books with other people. So this is an example of a book someone else has built and they've actually shared it with me. Now what's really neat here is I can go through the whole album and I can preview all of the pages. I'm not making any edits or amends. This is all designed around turning a photo book, which in a lot of cases is a work of art for somebody. They've spent a lot of time putting it together, and turning it into an impulse buy. If we want, we can even go full screen and see a much larger preview. And we can even pick pages up. So we can actually pick the page up and really imitate the effect of holding that page and turning it over yourself. And the only option we've got here is to buy now. So this is very, very straightforward. We click the order button and this immediately takes us into the Taopix e-commerce platform where I could go ahead and place an order for as many copies as I like. Now we see this as an amazing way to grow incremental revenue without relying on end users constantly generating new work. Okay, so we started earlier ordering a photo album using my laptop via Taopix Online. What I'm going to do now is show you how easy it is to do the same from an iPad. We also support Android, so we fully support both platforms. What I'm actually going to do is select one of the existing projects that I submitted earlier, make some amends, and resubmit that as a new order. So if I take a look now at our online projects, I'm going to take the book from earlier, and I shall duplicate this and give this a new name. So I'll call this Matthew Project 2. So we've got our new project now, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and start editing this. So I'll take our project and continue. Now what's happening now, this opens up the exact same interface that we had before. So it's using the same very simple, easy to use online interface. It's using the same pictures that we submitted and the same design. All I'm going to do is make a couple of simple changes and place a new order. So I'm quite happy with the cover page, so I'll move forwards. What I'd like to do is just slightly change page 1 and add a title. So I'll drop into my layouts. I'll choose a new layout, so I'm going to choose this one. And again, I'm using tap and touch here, so it's very, very simple. Actually, I'll make that a little bit smaller, so I'll choose a slightly different layout. Perfect. So what I'll do now is add a text box and give this a name. I'll say Matthew Gray. Perfect. So what I would like to do is just tidy things up. So I'm going to make the text a little bit larger and change the color as well. So we'll start by moving this around. Again, it's all just drag and drop, very, very simple. So I'll just make this box a little bit larger. I'm going to change the text alignment. So this is center aligned. And I'll now change the text format. So I want to go with a larger font. I'll choose again 72 dpi. I shall make this bold and give it a new color. And the text box is just hovering over the image slightly, so I'll just move it up. And it's perfect. That's exactly what I want. So I'm now going to go ahead and order. So I click the order button. And the same flight check runs. So it's now going to check our project and make sure there's no issues. It's found one empty text box. That's fine. I'll just continue with that. Confirmation that I'm happy to go ahead with an issue. And that's the design process done. What's happening now, we're entering the exact same Taopix online e-commerce experience. We've got all of the same options that we had before. In this example, I'm not actually going to make any changes. I'll just run with the project exactly as is. And I'll confirm I'm happy with this. I'm happy with my shipping and billing. And our order summary. So I've now confirmed our order, and that's complete. So what I've shown is how flexible our online interface is. We've ordered across multiple devices with incredible ease of use, and it's exactly the same production files that you would receive with our desktop designer. Thank you very much for watching our demo. If you'd like to get in contact, please do so via our website.